We have right now a brief interview with Mitsuyuki Uno, the executive director of the Nippon Foundation, Japan's largest philanthropic organization. And the focus of this is really evidence and science and the need for evidence and science in the work we do on the ocean. The Economist Impact and the Nippon Foundation are working together in a partnership, a unique partnership actually. It's the first time that the Economist Impact has done such a partnership on ocean health in general, with a focus on, in the early stages, on pollution. So we've been working on plastics. We've produced a plastics management index last year, which ranks 25 countries around their ability to manage plastic waste. And of course, highly appropriate given what we're now concurrently seeing, and we'll be talking about later, the UN Plastics Treaty negotiations in Uruguay. And then, of course, it's been mentioned several times in the course of the last conversation, the invisible wave. The report that we did on chemical pollution in the ocean. And I think both partners, the Nippon Foundation and the Economist Group, bring to the table, in a sense, a strong focus and a strong desire to look at this question of evidence in particular, and science, and the importance of getting the evidence and the science right as we do our work on the ocean. And that's what I wanted to speak to Uno-san about today, was really how the Nippon Foundation views this question of evidence and science in its approach to ocean work. So, first of all, Uno-san, thank you and welcome. It's very good to have you here. And I might just mention that the Nippon Foundation is the host and the supporter of this World Ocean Summit Asia Pacific. The key word for this session is scientific evidence. And let's start with your thoughts on that, if we can, please.
そうですね、皆さんおはようございます。チャーリーさんありがとうございます。もう皆さんご承知の通りなんですけれども、海ではさまざまな問題が起きています。で、こういったことを要は知らないというのがやっぱり一番の問題、分かっていないというところが一番の問題だと思ってます。で、要はなぜそういうことが起きているのか、でそれが今の私たちの生活にどう影響するのか、次世代にどう影響を及ぼしていくのか、こういったことがわからないというのが今一番の問題なのかなと思っています。
Thank you, Charlie. As you're all already aware, there are many problems happening in the ocean. But I think the real problem is that many people still don't know that these things are happening in the ocean. And they don't understand why it's happening and how it may be affecting our lives and future generations.
でさらに海の生物や海底地形も今ほとんど解明されていない。考えるだけでドキドキワクワクしてしまうような海もあります。その神秘に包まれた、またロマンを感じるような海も一方で、今あります。
In addition, there's another aspect to the ocean. Marine life that's yet to be identified, and areas of the ocean floor that are yet to be discovered and mapped. These provide us with thrill, excitement, mystery, and even a dream.
単純にこれらを分かろうとする最初の一歩が科学的根拠を得るということだと考えています。人類のもしかすると過去の過ちを明らかにすることにもつながるかもしれませんが、この人類にとっては大きなチャレンジの一つにつながっていくものなんじゃないかなと思っています。
The first step in trying to understand these unknowns is to simply obtain scientific evidence. It could be a process of unraveling the various mistakes made by humankind, but it is no doubt one of the greatest challenges for mankind.
So, given that, the Nippon's the Foundation's programs are built, as you say, on a strong foundation of scientific evidence and data. How does the Nippon Foundation's careful and rigorous approach to evidence and data help you actually build viable programs and programs that you implement?
今の時代、その人々に行動変容を促すには、なぜそれをしなければいけないのかという問いに対して、しっかりとしたエビデンスデータを提示するということが大事だと思っています。ですので、感情的に訴えるだけでは全く意味がないことだと思っています。
In this day and age, I feel this is a necessary process if we are to encourage people to change their behavior. The key is to present evidence data. Appealing to people's emotions is not enough.
意識しているキーワード3つあります。
There are three key aspects that we keep in mind.
まず1つ目は徹底した事前の調査ですね。これは科学的なエビデンスだけではなくて、社会的な背景ですね。人と海や、その問題の関わりまで調べ尽くします。ですので、ヒアリングもすごく多く事業を取り組む前には実施をしています。
First is thorough preliminary investigation. That is not only scientific evidence, but also taking into consideration the social context, the relationship between people and the ocean. So in the process, we conduct multiple interviews and go through an extensive investigation.
で2つ目はその結果の独立性の担保っていうのは重要だと思っています。ここは忖度なくエビデンスの結果や事業展開を行う上で重要な要素かなと思っております。わからないものを正確に正しく知りたいという人々のこの欲求に応えるには何者にも影響されない、ことっていうのは大事じゃないかなと思っています。
Second is assurance of independence. This is important in ensuring unbiased investigative results and program development. In order to accurately and correctly know what is not known, it is important not to be influenced by anyone in the process.
で3つ目はその異分野の融合ということをキーワードとして挙げています。これは日本財団が持つ幅広いネットワークを生かして分野横断的なプラットフォームを作った上でエビデンスデータを取得していったりとか、あるいは事業を構築しているそういったことを今展開をしています。異分野の融合は常にそういった意味では意識をしているところであります。これらを意識しつつエビデンスデータを単なる知識として出すんではなくてどう伝えるかというところがこれから重要になってくるのかなと思います。
The third is the mixing or the fusion, the coming together of different fields. We are using a cross-disciplinary platform which we created by harnessing the power of our diverse and far-reaching network. We are also mindful to bring expertise from different fields when we gather data or develop programs. While being mindful of these aspects, just putting the data out as knowledge is ineffective. The key is in how we communicate.
We share many of those values with the Nippon Foundation. I want to just ask you, and I think many people will have heard of Seabed 2030 as it's one of the really most extraordinary programs on the ocean that I think is going at the moment. I just wanted to ask you, and of course that program is synonymous with the Nippon Foundation. I just want to ask you more about, how you approach the complex question of data in that program, and, well, just about the role of evidence generally in the Seabed 2030 program.
その前にちょっとビデオを準備してるんで、これを見てもらおう。
I'm going to run, I believe, a quick video on Seabed 2030. Let's run that if we can.
People say, well, what are you going to find there? Well, we don't know. And you don't know until you map it.
Mars is completely mapped. The moon is completely mapped. That's unacceptable. The public should not stand for that.
We'll use all of our collaborative efforts to reveal 100% of the ocean floor.
It's an investment in the future of not only the oceans, but of the world.
I believe we can help overcome poverty. I believe we can help combat climate change. I believe we can all make an incredible impact to the future of this planet.
a community, different disciplines, different understandings, different expertise, are all coming together to solve a global challenge.
You don't have to have much to start, but through creating partnerships, you can start contributing to ocean mapping.
Collaboration gives us more opportunity to complete the detailed and complete ocean map.
By joining forces, it's the best way for us to build the map and put all the pieces together.
More countries should get involved because the JEBCO grid benefits everybody.
We need to know more about our home. This is our world, this is Earth.
To be able to go to an area where nobody has surveyed before, saying, I filled that gap. That's a fantastic feeling.
We are talking about understanding the system that is vital to and without which life on Earth will not exist.
It is not an easy task, but if we can solicit your cooperation, we will be able to realize the goal.
This really is an extraordinary process of collaboration, the Seabed 2030 program. Back to my question, can I ask you a little bit more about the role of evidence and data in this project and how you put those things together?
この日本ファンデーション JEBCO シーベット2030のプロジェクトなんですけれども、まだ発見されていないもの、明らかになっていないものをこの明らかにしていくということ、もうそれ考えてもワクワクドキドキするものなんですけれども、人類の夢、ロマンでもありますよね、これ。
The Nippon Foundation JEBCO Seabed 2030 project is the pursuit to reveal what has not yet been discovered or understood. Just thinking about that, it is exciting, thrilling, and an ultimate dream.
で今はこれ 23.4% まで、地球上の海底地形図把握ができてきました。振り返るとその大きな要素っていうのは3つあったのかなと思っています。一つは連携コラボレーション、それと次世代の育成、あとはテクノロジーの進化、この3つだと思っています。
Now, we have consolidated data for up to 23.4% of the ocean floor. Looking back, I think there are three important elements. They are collaboration, the development of the next generation, and technological advancement.
まず連携という部分でいきますと、これは成果は目を見張るものがあるんですけれども、当初は海底の 6% しかマッピングがされていませんでしたので、他のデータソースを取るということ、そして未開拓地域を調べるということ、この調査というのは不可欠でした。
So first, collaboration. The results have been spectacular, but when we started, we only had 6% of the seafloor that had been mapped, and it was essential to find other data sources and to survey unexplored areas.
そこで世界中のその大学研究機関、各国の政府、あとは国際機関、民間企業、これは測量とか地質調査会社、データ管理会社、ベンチャー企業だと、場合によってはトレジャーハンターまでパートナーとして今協力をしてもらっています。で、多様なこの異分野の融合は今200組織にもなるパートナーたちとの共同作業になっております。このコラボレーションというのが私たちのこのプロジェクトの推進力と今なっています。
And so we had to seek support from universities, research institutes, national governments, international organizations, private companies, and even treasure hunters from around the world as partners. This is a collaborative effort that involves more than 200 diverse and far-reaching groups of partners. Collaboration is the driving force behind the project.
で2つ目の要素が海底地形図の作成というのは次世代が育成されておらず、知識が失われつつあることも課題の一つで、持続性が担保されない状況でした。そこで私たちはその奨学金制度を設置をしまして、若い科学者や各国の水路関係者、行政官ですね、この専門家を育成して、この分野の活性化に取り組んできました。最初のメンバーの輩出をしてから20年経つんですけれども、今100名近いこのフェローアルムナイがですね、このプロジェクトを支えてくれています。
Second has been the capacity building of future generations. Previously, one of the challenges of bathymetric mapping was that the next generation was not being trained, so knowledge was being lost, and sustainability of the field could not be guaranteed. To address this growing issue, the Nippon Foundation established a scholarship program to train young scientists and experts from hydrographic agencies around the world and help to revitalize the field. It has been 20 years since the first fellows completed their programs, and now we have close to 100 alumni supporting the project.
最後3つ目なんですけれども、この対象は世界中の海というふうになりますので、効率よく進めるためにはテクノロジーを進化させるということが非常に大事な要素になってきます。で、そこでその衛星を活用したりですとか、あるいはその AUV を活用した新しい測量システムを作ったり、地図化の新しい技術を今でもこの探求をし続けています。こちらにもその継続してリソースをこうつぎ込みながら今プロジェクトを進めているところです。
Third and finally, technology. Since the target is the world's ocean, it was also important to evolve technology in order to proceed efficiently. Therefore, we are utilizing satellites, AUVs, and exploring new mapping techniques. We are continuously redirecting resources to this area.
I think it's fascinating to hear just how much work goes into putting something like this together, whether it's collaboration or technology. Or whatever, but I guess the next challenge, of course, is then how do you get that message? How do you get the conclusions of the project? How do you get the work that you're doing out to a wider audience and communicate it to a wider audience, particularly to a younger audience, as we were speaking about earlier? What kind of information do you think that those audiences need?
そうですね、いろんな世代、10代といってもいろんな世代があると思うんですけど、まずいわゆる小学生ですね、この世代にはその海へのきっかけを作ることに注力すれば経験上いいのではないかと思っています。で、重要なのは中高生で、特に高校生には価値のある情報を届けることが大事だと思っています。この層のアイデアが政策の一部になっていったりですとか、あるいはその美術の世界ではヒット商品につながったりとかという事例が今数多く起こっているのは皆さんも承知のことだと思います。
I think we should focus on creating an opening to the ocean for elementary school students, opportunities to experience the ocean. For middle and high school students, I believe, and especially high school students, I believe it is to deliver information, important information. Ideas from this demographic have become part of policies, and in business, it has led to popular products as well.
誰にも忖度をしないというその彼らの意見というのは本質をついていることが多くてですね、その大人の嘘だったり矛盾をもう彼らも気づいています。SNS ですとかインターネットの発達によって高校生であったとしてもその情報量は博士課程の学生ともう変わらないぐらいだと思っています。あとはエビデンスに基づいた正しい情報を彼らにしっかりと提示をして、でその上で第三者から評価される場を設定をするということ、これだけで彼ら無限に伸びていっている感じがしますね。
Their opinions, which are not discerned by anyone, can really see through the essence, and they can catch contradictions made by adults. Thanks to the development of SNS and the internet, high school students have about the same amount of information as even doctoral students. All that remains is to present correct information based on evidence and create a forum for them so that they can be evaluated by a third party, and these young generations will grow indefinitely.
そういう意味ではその地球規模のその課題、あるいは社会コミュニティにおける社会課題の課題にこう取り組む上ではですね、彼らというのはもう私たちから見れば啓発されるべき対象ではなくてですね、一緒に社会をこう変えていくパートナーとして私たちは見るべきだろうというふうに思っています。なのでこう情報をこうどうやって届けるかということの前に、私たちの彼らへの認識というものを変えることが必要なんじゃないか、そんなふうに思っています。
In addressing global and social issues, we see them as partners in changing society rather than subjects who need to be enlightened. So before we think about how we communicate information to them, I believe we are the ones who need to change our perspectives.
Well, that is a perspective that I think I strongly agree with. At the same time, it's something that we used to have a focus on at our World Ocean Summits. having young people here as part of the process. I think we need to get back to that. We do have obviously some young people here, but we do need to, I think, focus more on that. But just finally, Una-san, how can the broader ocean community, how can we help to communicate ocean science, I think, to that wider audience?
一般的にはその科学やこのデータに十分今私たちはアクセスできていない状況だと思います。
In general, I believe we do not have sufficient access to science and data.
海洋生物のデータを例に挙げるとですね、この手のそのデータベースっていうのはその世界中にたくさん作られていて、でさらにその乱立している状況だと思います。中にはとても使い勝手がいいとは言い難いものもいくつかあります。
Take marine life data, for example. There's a lot of these types of databases being produced around the world, but they are sort of all over the place, and I see a few that are very difficult to use.
ただしかしながらこういった課題というのはですね、テクノロジーの発展に伴ってイノベーションが起きようと今しています。一般社会に情報が届いていない課題を解決するにはそれらのこのデータベースですね、こういったものを統合するということがまず一歩としては大事かなというふうに思っています。
However, with the development of technology, this issue is about to undergo an innovation. To solve the problem of information not reaching the general public, we need something to bring the data and the databases together.
私たちは先ほどのビデオでもありましたけれども、その海底地形データの統括はすでに進めていますが、これからはこの海洋生物分野でもこういったことを進めようと考えています。
We are now trying to consolidate ocean floor data, as you saw, and we are also trying something similar in the field of marine biology.
今後その科学的なエビデンスも増えてきますので、これら専門家でない人々でもアクセスでき、その理解できる情報として届けられるように正しい情報を発信する機能が今重要だというふうに考えています。その機能の一つとして、エコノミストインパクトさんと今進めているこのバックトゥブルー、これがその位置づけられるのではないかなと考えられるし、私たち期待しているところではあります。
As scientific evidence increases in the future, the function to disseminate correct information so that these are delivered as information that can be accessed and understood by non-specialists, I think is key. We feel that Back to Blue is well positioned to serve this function, and we are hoping that will be the case.
Thank you. We wish you every success in your very ambitious ocean programs in the future. We're looking forward to seeing the outcomes indeed from Seabed 2030 as that continues to map the ocean floor. And indeed your work around marine biodiversity, which I think will be important. We look forward also to Back to Blue contributing to those ambitions as well. Una-san, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.